My employer fired me on a Friday afternoon, escorted me out of the building like I was a criminal, and handed my entire client portfolio to the guy they had been quietly grooming to replace me. They thought it was over. What they had not done, in 12 years of writing employment contracts, was actually read mine. I'm James. I'm 41, a senior sales consultant from Atlanta, and for 9 years I built a book of business that generated over $2 million a year for the firm I worked for. I built those relationships from scratch. Cold calls, late nights, traveling on my own time, remembering birthdays and anniversaries and the names of my clients' kids. Every single one of those accounts came through me. And for 9 years, the company took 60% of every dollar and told me I was lucky to have such a supportive employer. The red flags started about 4 months before they fired me. My direct manager was replaced without explanation. My new manager, a man named Patrick, began sitting in on my client calls uninvited, taking detailed notes, asking questions about my processes and my relationship history with each account. I thought it was a performance review. I found out later it was a knowledge transfer. They fired me on a Friday citing budget restructuring. No performance issues on record, 9 years of exceeding targets, and a budget restructuring that somehow only affected one person, me. I was walked out within the hour. My laptop was taken. My email was cut off before I reached the parking lot. My clients received a notification that same afternoon introducing Patrick as their new point of contact. I sat in my car in that parking lot for 20 minutes. Then I drove home and found my employment contract. I had signed that contract 9 years earlier and honestly remembered very little about it. But I had kept it, physical copy in a file drawer, the way my father always told me to keep important documents. I read every page that evening. And on page 11, in a section neither I nor the company had apparently thought about in 9 years, was a clause that changed everything. The contract contained a commission trail provision. Any account I had personally originated and maintained for more than 3 consecutive years was entitled to residual commission payments for 24 months following the termination of my employment, regardless of the reason for termination. 9 of my accounts had been with me for over 5 years. The company had not paid me a single cent in residual commissions. They had simply handed those accounts to Patrick and assumed I would never look closely enough to notice. I called an employment attorney that Monday morning. She read the contract, cross-referenced it against the company's own commission payment records, and confirmed what I already suspected. The company owed me 24 months of residual commissions across 9 accounts, at my contractual rate. She ran the numbers. The figure came to just under $280,000. We sent a formal demand letter on a Wednesday. The company's legal team responded within 48 hours, not with a settlement offer, but with a letter claiming the commission trail clause had been superseded by an updated employee handbook distributed 2 years prior. My attorney asked them to produce written evidence that I had received and acknowledged that handbook update. They could not produce it, because it had never been sent to me. The case went to arbitration. The company showed up with 3 attorneys and a very confident presentation. My attorney showed up with the original contract, a complete record of my account origination dates, 9 years of commission statements, and the absence of any signed acknowledgement of the handbook update they were claiming. The arbitrator ruled in my favor on every count. The company paid me $264,000 in back commissions, plus arbitration costs, plus my legal fees. Patrick kept the accounts. I kept the check. Here is what I want you to understand. Companies count on you not reading the paperwork. They count on time making you forget what you agreed to. They count on the imbalance of resources convincing you that fighting back is not worth it. My advice, keep every contract you ever sign. Read it before you ever need it, because the moment you need it, it is already too late to go looking. If you believe the small print should protect the people who actually do the work, subscribe. A brand new story of justice and karma every single week. I will be here.